Good morning, girls. How are you? Today we're gonna continue our story, The Extra Good Sunday from Ramona Quimby, age 8, open at page 544 from your Journeys book. Okay, let's continue. Start reading. In her mother's recipe file, Ramona found the card for cornbread written in Mr. Quimby's grandmother's shaky handwriting, which Ramona found difficult to read. Okay, so again, she and I will repeat again, she and her sister Bezos were in the kitchen. They are cooking, they are trying to cook dinner for their parents, okay? And she is searching for the recipe of her mother. She found the recipe file. Look at the picture. This is the recipe files, and she found the recipe for the cornbread, but the handwriting was very bad for or unclear to read, so she can't read the recipe. Continue. I can't find a recipe for chicken thighs, said Bezos. Just whole chicken. All I know is that mother bakes thighs in the flat glass dish with some kind of sauce. Mushroom soup mixed with something and with some kind of little spice stirred in. Ramona remembered that much from watching her mother. So she remembered that her mother cooked mushroom soup with something, with some spice inside it, but she doesn't remember what are the spice or what was the spice inside this soup. Okay, Bezos opened the cupboard of canned goods. Look at the second picture. Okay, I will show you the cupboard of canned goods, but there isn't any mushroom soup, she said. What are we going to do? Mix up something wet, suggested Ramona. It would serve them right if tastes awful. Awful means very bad. So we can do something bad, tasted bad for them. Okay, look at the picture. This picture is the recipe. If you don't know the meaning of recipe, this is the recipe. So, if, for example, if you want to bake a pizza or cake, you bring a recipe. A recipe. It is written. It is written by someone how to make the pizza. They are writing all the ingredients inside the pizza you should add to the pizza, and how and the way or the process you make this pizza, and what is the temperature you should put it in the oven, like this. Okay, so we call this recipe. Okay, recipe. Look at this. This is the mushroom soup. This is mushroom soup. So their mother always cooked mushroom soup, and there is some spics. What is the meaning of spics? These very little spots, black spots inside. Maybe pepper, maybe salt, maybe something chili. Okay, so the spices. Spics means the spices added to the soup. Okay, girls, look at this. This is the cupboard of canned goods. She opened and she was searching for the mushroom soup, but she didn't find, okay? She didn't find the mushroom soup. Let's continue reading 545. Why don't we make something awful? Asked Bezos. So they will know how we feel then when we have to eat tongue. What tastes really awful? Ramona was eager to go along with the suggestion, united with her sister against their enemy, for the moment, their parents. Bezos always practical. Changed her mind. Changed her mind? No, she said, no, I don't want to cook something bad, tastes bad. Why? Because we will eat. She and her sister will eat from the same food. So how can they cook something bad and taste it later? Okay, so they can't cook something very bad. Okay, so they regard that their parents, mother and father, are their enemies. These are the enemy, and the plural enemies. Any two persons who are fighting together or arguing together, okay, we call them enemies. So the sisters regard that their parents are their enemies. Okay, Bezos always practical changed her mind. It wouldn't work. We have to eat it too, and they are so mean. We will probably have to do the dishes besides. Anyway, I guess you might say our owner is at stake because they think we can't cook a good meal. So she tells her sister that we should cook very nice dishes and we should do our best to cook this meal. Okay, Ramona was ready with another solution. Throw everything in one dish. Throw everything in one dish. Okay, page 546. Bezos opened the package of chicken thighs and stared at them with distaste. Distaste, look at this. So, again, Bezos opened the package of chicken thighs and stared at them with distaste. So the meaning that she stare with the distaste, it means she look at the food and she doesn't like this food. Okay, so it means dislike the food, like this boy in the picture. I can't stand touching raw meat. What is the meaning of raw meat? I can't stand touching, so she can't. Ramona can't touch the raw meat. Raw meat like this, raw meat of chicken, not cooked yet. Not cooked, she said. As she picked up a thigh between two frogs. Do we have to eat the skin? Asked Ramona. All those yucky little bumps. Bezos found a pair of kitchen tongs. What is the meaning of tongues? Tongues. Kitchen tongues like this. Okay, so she pick up this tongues and catch the thighs with this instrument or in this tool, kitchen tool. She tried holding down a thigh with a fork and pulling off the skin with the tongues. Here, let me hold it, said Ramona, who was not squeamish about touching such things as worms or raw meat. Again, here, let me hold it. So Ramona, okay, Ramona is not nervous. Squeamish means nervous or feel yucky. So she doesn't feel yucky or she doesn't feel any nervous when she is touching the worms or raw meat. Okay, so she wants to help her sister. She took a firm hold on the thigh while Bezos grasped the skin with the tongues. Both pulled and the skin peeled away. So look at this picture. She is pulling the skin of the chicken with a fork and tongs. This is the tongs and this is the fork. She put inside the fork, inside the thigh, the fork, and she pulled the skin with the tongs. Okay, they played tug of war with each thigh. They are like playing together with the thigh, leaving a sad looking heap of skins on the counter. On the counter means on the table. So they leave all the skins on the table and a layer of chicken thighs in the glass dish. So they took all the chicken thighs and put it in the glass dish. Can't you remember what little spigs mother uses? Asked Bezos. Ramona couldn't. So she can't remember the spices or the spices her mother added to her dish. The girls studied the spice shelf, unscrewed jar lids and sniffed. Okay, look at this picture. Unscrewed jar lids means open. Okay, means open. Look at this. This is the jar, and this is the lid, and this is how you unscrew the jar lid or open the jar lid. Okay, so they go to the shelf, to the shelf of spices, and they opened all the jars and sniffed. Sniffed means smell, like this. Sniffed. Nutmeg, no. Gloves, terrible. Cinnamon, aha. Chili powder, well, yes. So they are smelling, okay? Again, look at this spices. She found cinnamon, number one. Cinnamon, this is cinnamon. Number two, chili powder, okay? You know chili. Number three, nutmeg. Nutmeg. This is nutmeg, and we call it جوزة الطيب. Okay? And number four, gloves. قرنفل, gloves. All of these are kinds of spices. Which of these spices her mothers use? Okay, her mothers used. Let's continue reading. Ramona remembered that the specs were red. Okay, so the specs were red. Which one of these spices are red? Yes, chili powder. Pizas stirred half a teaspoon of the dark red powder into the yogurt, which she poured over the chicken. She slid or put the dish into the oven set at 350 degrees, the temperature for chicken recommended by the cookbook. You remember the meaning of recommended? Yeah, someone advised us to put it in 350 degree of temperature. Excellent, girls. Okay, now page 548. From the living room came the sound of their parents' conversation. So her mother and father were talking in the living room, sometimes serious and sometimes highlighted by laughter. So they were laughing, ha 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 ha, or sometimes they are fighting. While we are slaving out here, thought Ramona, and she climbed up on the counter. Look at this picture. She is climbing up on the counter. On the counter, I said, it means on the table of the kitchen, to reach a box of cornmeal. This is the cornmeal. She wants to make bread. After she climbed down, she discovered she had to climb up again for baking powder and soda. So if you want to bake any bread, you should add baking powder and soda. She finally knelt on the counter. Knelt means she put her knees on the counter. Look at the picture. She is putting her knees on the counter to save time and asked Bezos to bring her an egg. It's a good thing mother can see you up there, remarked Bezos as she handed Ramona an egg. How else am I supposed to reach things? Ramona successfully broke the egg and tossed the shell. It means after you are breaking the egg, you throw. Okay, you throw what is inside the egg, we call it the shell, onto the counter. Now I need buttermilk. Okay, girls, we will stop here. Thank you so much for your watching this video. Read the pages again and again. I hope you understand every word by these pictures. I hope you are okay. Please study from the beginning again. I will help you again for the revision next week. Okay, and we are now preparing for the exams. So please study well. Thank you so